Hey everyone! So today I wanted to talk about something a little different than what we usually do, but I want to dig into the two-player games that I've been playing a lot of for the past few months. So I usually get to play a lot of games regardless, and it's been kind of interesting to learn new platforms like Tabletopia or Board Game Arena, and even set up a video chat around playing a physical board game on a Zoom call. But I've played a ton of two-player games for the last 3 or 4 months, and it occurred to me that I really like this number of players. Whether it's for strategy, whether or not it's because a cooperative experience is a little bit more intimate when it's 2 players, or even because sometimes you just want to be a little bit mean and see who'll come out on top. So today I kind of wanted to talk about the 2-player games I've been playing a lot of and what I like about each one. Arboretum. So my friendly local game store owner actually calls this mean trees, and it is entirely true. This one I liked enough that I almost paid for an out-of-print copy before Renegade very kindly reprinted this with gorgeous art from Beth Sobel. This was actually my only purchase from Gen Con last year. I beelined straight for the Renegade booth just to get a copy of this. But if you're looking for some head-to-head action that is directly competitive, but also like almost deceptively serene, this is the game that you want to go for. Cartographers. This one is a little unique in that it shines at almost every single player count. You know what? I'm going to take the almost out of there. It shines at every player count. This is a lot of fun at 2 though, because when the monsters come out to play, you can be really super mean about it if you want to. I enjoy this one because there's kind of a coloring element in there. I really like to see what everyone's sheet winds up at the end. It's a roll and write, and everyone's going to get similar pieces to put in, but how you put those onto your page is unique to every person. So by the end of the game, everyone has a very unique looking map that scores wildly different, even though we all had the same pieces to put together. I think it's just an interesting way to kind of look at how all of us may take the same set of instructions or the same bits and bobs and put them together in unique ways, because we're all unique. Skulk Hollow. So 100% disclosure, I actually work for Pencil First Games, but that's not entirely why I like this game. Skulk Hollow is an asymmetrical 2-player game, so you're not doing exactly what your opponent is. You're actually really invested in what they're doing so that you can directly counter it. And I think that's really interesting from a gameplay standpoint, because everything is very strategic and move counters move. It's almost like a game of chess. Plus the art is really super cute in here, so you probably need to check out this. All Creatures Big and Small. I actually picked this game up because it's named similarly to my favorite series of books as a kid, but it turns out it's also a really super fantastic game as well, which is kind of fun because I'm not really keen on Agricola, but there is something about building the fences and trying to create perfect little pastures for your sheep, and then deciding that you want to have like a house cow and everything that's in this game that makes it really fun. And it's great for 2 players as well, because the worker placement in it winds up being somewhat limited. So there's a lot of direct competition for spots and for building, and I really like that. Cribbage. So this is a game that I learned from my grandparents when I was very small and have continued to teach to my kids and my partner. We not only play this regularly, we actually keep score on the inside of this box. So this one is fantastic if you're teaching a kid numbers, or if you really just want to pull out a deck of cards and play something from it. You can make tick marks on a piece of paper. You don't actually need a board. But I really like my board, and there are some really super sweet boards out there if you're really into it. Tag. This one is from Zorua Games and available through the Game Crafter, which is a little unique of the ones that we've talked about today, but I really like this game. It's very simple. Each of you are going to start with just a few dice that you're going to roll, and then just try and push each other back and forth like you would tack and move in a ship. The complexity is in that movement. It is very chess-like, or Onitama if you like kind of more abstract strategy sort of games. This one is absolutely going to be your bag. Additionally, it has a small footprint, so it'll fit pretty easily in a purse if you go to a park or something of that nature. And it's got some really sweet art to it, and I really like that. Rap Gods. This is my #1 pick this year for gameplay and theme that go hand in hand to create just an actual experience as well as a game. Now this one is good at 3 and 4 players, but at 2, it is so directly competitive. Everything in this box is crafted to create an experience for you. So you're not just pushing chits around or rolling dice. You're actually going through a journey, and by the end of it, you're going to be very invested. And I think that speaks volumes, not just as a game, but as a story, as an adventure. Parks. I think this is a serene journey around a national park that gives you the holiday that maybe not all of us got this summer. I love the story of the journey that you're taking in this one, whether you are taking pictures of beautiful vistas in the national parks, or sitting around a campfire enjoying s'mores, or just buying more camping gear for the next trip. This is a journey, and while it's competitive, by the end of it, everybody's kind of chill and, relaxed, just like a good vacation ought to be. So that's my list of 8 two-player games. It's the player count that I mentioned earlier is the one that I've been playing the most of recently, and I found, obviously, a lot of things that I really like. I would love to hear what you like as well, so please drop it below in the comments. If you like the video, give us a like, and if you like the content, be sure to subscribe. And we will see you soon. Be well, stay hydrated, and talk to you later. Bye. Taking pictures and camping out and starting fires. I love the journey that you're taking throughout the course of this. You're taking pictures of scenic vistas at the national parks, you're having campfires and maybe s'mores. S'mores.